conference wrestling here on CCX Sports. It is Buffalo against Wayzata, and Elijah Wald of Wayzata getting a pin here in our 106-pound match. And we'll get a forfeit win for Wayzata at 113. So they will quickly grab a 12-0 lead.
For Wayzata, 120 pounds, Lewis Scott, the junior. And for Buffalo, Austin Carter.
Lewis Scott for Wayzata against Austin Carter of the Bison here in our 120-pound match.
Long, wiry guys facing off here.
Wayzata leads 12-0.
12-0 Wayzata off to a quick start, a pin and a forfeit. Now at 120. Carter from Buffalo in kind of a Kelly position here. Buffalo team-wise maybe not having their best year, but some ranked wrestlers for the Bison in their lineup. No points here yet. Scott trying to kind of shuck him, trying to get around. Sprawled out. In a good position here to get two. A minute to go in the first. He's got it.
2-point takedown for Wayzata.
Trying to tack on another win here for Wayzata. Again, a pin to start the match for Elijah Wald. Wayzata, then a forfeit. And now, 2-0 lead here for Scott. And working an arm bar on Carter. He's got his arm behind his back. A couple of different ways he can go with that. Now he loses it. 20 seconds left in the first. Throws the legs on. A long, lean build. Usually that translates to somebody being a pretty good leg ride. Scott here close to getting back points. You can see a 1 count by the official, but no back points, I don't think. So Lewis Scott will take a 2-0 lead.
2-0 Wayzata.
Into the second period.
Second period.
Scott got pinned in the match against St. Michael Albuquerque, so nice to be able to bounce back in a hurry. The guys are really used to just, wrestling a couple, 2-3 times in a night, and that's what happens here. You don't have long to brood about it, let's put it that way.
Well, we went right from the STMA Wayzata match to Wayzata Buffalo. There was only a few minutes in between, but when you have a quadrangular on a school night, I think they try and bust through this pretty fast if they can.
Well, and in particular because Wilmer is one of the entrants, and they've got a heck of a lot longer drive to go. They got a drive
to go, yeah.
Than Buffalo or St. Michael.
Yeah. Scott trying to turn Carter, leading 2-0, 30 seconds into the second. Look at that crossface. He's trying to kind of turn them. Both wrestlers just kind of long, lanky guys. A lot of leverage there. Nothing for Scott yet. Not without effort, though. You can kind of see he's got a crossface. We used to call that a corkscrew if you walk around the head and get them on their back, but not able to do anything with it. Sit out by Carter, trying to break free a little bit. So breaks him back down. Trying to turn Carter. Austin Carter of Buffalo. He's got him on his back. That should be back points there. Coming across, you can see he's kind of, it's almost like a Russian turkey hat on him. He got 2 near fall off that. Not quite a 3 count. There he's getting close to turning him again. You see a half Nelson open there. He's going to go across the body.
4-0 Wayzata.
Attacking on 2 near fall gives him a 4-0 lead. for Lewis Scott heading into the third over Austin Carter of Buffalo.
Thanks, Craig. Volleyball friends.
And some questions here by the Buffalo coaches.
And Ben Presley, the Bison coach, not sure exactly what he was inquiring about there.
I would have thought maybe the Wayzata coaches would have wondered if there was a quick enough count for a 3 near fall on that.
Yeah, I think they felt the count started a little late there. I know that at the time, but there's the takedown for Scott.
Both ways, I guess.
Well, and Coach Presser, I know at least at some point, Scott's arm was kind of across the throat of Carter briefly too, and that could have been something he was asking about.
Yeah, and I think people that maybe aren't as familiar with the sport that watch that think, well, he's choking him, but really what he's doing is he's reaching across and kind of grabbing another shoulder. And that's a chin drop right there. He's going to get some near fall off this. I think that's going to be 3 near fall. Yeah, so now make it 9-0. That was a major decision territory. Still a minute to go. There's an arm bar now Lewis Scott's working for.
Scott trying to even his record back up at 500 mark as he is 12-13 coming in after the loss to STMA, but showing some ability here and dominating the 120-pound match so far.
Buffalo.
And we got, looks like potentially dangerous. We're going to restart. Scott, you thought he was in position to get a pin there for a little bit. They're trying to sit out. You can see that Scott's got that leg, throw the leg on. Trying to use that leverage to turn Carter maybe one more time here.
Still sitting on a major decision, but for a time it probably looked like he was going to get a little more than that, but good win it's going to be here as we go under 5 seconds. And Scott will indeed win it by that 9-0 count.
Wayzata now opening up this one, 16-0. 3 matches into the dual meet.
£126, Johnny Dolmeyer for Buffalo, and for Wayzata, Tyler Wong.
John Dahlheimer for Buffalo and Tyler Wong for Wayzata.
Wong lost a heartbreaker that first match against St. Michael.
Yeah, it was 0-0 till very late in a matchup of 2 ranked guys, and then he gave up a near fall in about the last 15 seconds.
The Jed Wester of St. Michael Albertville. Great match. Tough one to lose. Dahlmeyer here in on a single. Going to take Wong down. Wong playing pretty good defense for a minute. Still playing good defense. Wong is a strong wrestler. You can see him getting that double leg. Ooh,
uh-oh. That's going to be ruled an illegal slam there. And Dahlheimer's hurt.
They picked him up on a double leg, but the ref's going to say here that that was a slam coming down. I got called on that one time in a match, and I remember thinking, I wonder, like, you know, they teach you to be aggressive and to finish it, but there's a fine line with that too. You got to have, even though you're trying to get the takedown, you got to have a little bit of, I guess the word is just being conscious of the opponent's health too, so to speak. I don't think there's anything malicious about that. It just kind of came down that way.
No, but it was pretty obvious that he didn't do anything to try and keep him from hitting the mat full speed there. That was Be interesting to see here if Dahlheimer can continue or not.
You hope he just got the wind knocked out of him, but it looks like they're looking at his leg too. Ooh. Yeah, the ref blew the whistle right away. I don't think Wong heard him. And clearly he didn't. Hopefully Dahlmeier's all right.
So look at some of our upcoming telecasts. We have Wayzata girls hockey here the last week of the regular season against Breck, and then some girls basketball early in the week next week. And award a point here to Dahlheimer because of that illegal slam. So 1-0 lead for John Dahlheimer.
I'm glad he's all right.
Yeah, the question is how all right is he yet? Yeah. I mean, he might be still kind of trying to shake it off.
Yep. And then Wong gets behind him for 2.
2-point takedown.
Yeah, you hate to see that. Dahlheimer comes out of it all right. He's so far looks good, besides giving up a takedown. 40 seconds to go in the first. Wong has Dahlheimer broken down pretty good. Hand control. Trying to put that arm behind his back.
Well, it looked like Wong might have had the... And we got a stalling caution. It looked like Wong might have had his thumb a little bit there working it too.
Mm-hmm. Dahlheimer trying to sit out right away. Trying to get an escape if he can before the end of the period. There's 5 seconds left here. Not going to happen. So 2-1, Wong will lead John Dahlheimer of Buffalo as they go in the second.
Like maybe a little bloody lip there, but must not be actively bleeding or they would stop it for Dahlheimer.
And we can see Wong just rolling right through. A couple different rolls. Ends up on top with the reversal. 4-1 he now leads. And maybe that is blood time. He does have a bloody lip, it looks like. We'll take care of that.
I think you can certainly run into at this time of year when you're indoors so much and stuff, a lot of dry lips and things too that, you know, certainly make it, and nosebleeds and bloody lips I think are probably a little more common when you've been, indoors with the heating on all the time here for these last couple months.
Yeah, I think some guys will use like a humidifier in their room overnight. If they're cutting weight and stuff too, it's like it makes it all that much worse.
We remind you of our CCX Sports Play of the Week. Go to our website, ccxmedia.org, to vote for your favorite, and it is brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Maple Grove. Had some great response to that this winter season and also in the fall. So thanks to all the fans who vote every week and vote for your favorite. Each Monday we name their winner on our CCX Sports Play of the Week. So it looks like they got the lip bleeding stopped a little bit here. I don't think it was, like a big cut or anything like that. And Dahlheimer nearly had himself a reversal. Instead, now taken to his back.
Yeah, he tried a lateral. It was almost a reversal. Then he tried a lateral drop, and then he that did not end up well. I think they're going to score that as a takedown, escape for Dahlheimer. Takedown and 2 near fall.
I don't think he gave the escape. He was about to, but I don't think he did.
Regardless of how that was scored, it's 8-2 now, Wong. So he's kind of getting now into the major decision area. 8-2. Dahlheimer has moved well in this match. It's not like he has necessarily laid there. He's trying to get out of things. Here's a tilt. Long trying for a tilt to get some quick near fall, but nothing doing there.
No, he hasn't really been overwhelmed or overmatched, but Wong's just a really good wrestler. And we got blood again here. Dahlheimer.
Official blood timeout. This one sponsored by Q-Tips.
I'll give him some credit, too, for surviving that slam, which, you know, it was fairly blatant. I mean, it was, I don't think Buffalo was too happy about it, and I kind of tend to agree with them.
Yeah, it's tough to see that. It takes away from what, you know, the actual art of the sport a little bit, but glad to see Dahlheimer was okay, and now he's dealing with he can't quite catch a break here. Now he's got, looks like a bloody lip, or
yeah, I think it is the lip again.
And they just can't let the guys wrestle like that. They're very health conscious, obviously, in this sport. Mats get disinfected and everything else, so you got to look out for the guy who's in bleeding, but also for the opponents as well, and the official.
And I think it's kind of a tough one to get stopped when it's, you know, right directly on your lip like that too. It isn't a gusher. It isn't a cut on the forehead or something like that. It's just.
And you've seen it when a guy gets a bloody nose, they'll put cotton in his nose sometimes. And
Let's get it done, buddy. Let's get it done.
Yeah, you can't obviously, you know, tape around his lips and say go out there and wrestle. So.
No. We're back in the action here, and it's 8-2. Kyler Wong of Wayzata in control right now. Dahlheimer trying to roll through. Almost got caught, trying to reach back.
Use that cheap this time.
Wong barring that arm up here. Under 10 seconds to go, though, in the period.
5 seconds.
So he might run out of time. Oops, potentially dangerous there.
3 seconds.
So it looks like we are going to go to a third period here in our 126-pound matchup.
Third period. Wayzata up.
And that's on a land. 8-2. This has felt like a very long match, and we still have a period to go.
Yeah, mainly because of the blood time, and then we had the injury time, and Dahlheimer coming right at him here in the third. I think Wong wants to use that against him a little bit here, see if he can't get him off balance.
Dahlheimer did try a lateral drop when they're on their feet before. It backfired. He almost got put on his back. He did get put on his back, but not for very long. Here he tries to kind of throw along over the top of him. That's a major decision if it ends the way it is right now. Still got a minute 25 to go. Still a minute to go. Wong probably thinking about back points again if he can turn Dahlheimer, who's been kind of a squirrely guy to wrestle for him. He has, as I mentioned before, he hasn't stopped moving. He's kind of slowing down. We'll get in the third period. Guys get tired, but Dahlheimer trying to get to his base here again. He's got that arm bar. He's got to watch that though. That move that arm up too high. Second time now Wong's been called on that. You can't break that 90 degrees necessarily when you got a guy's arm back there like that. It's just it's too dangerous. Wong has Dahlheimer flattened out pretty good.
Yeah, the pace is slowed now. It's kind of settled into this where he's not really been able to turn him. Dahlheimer's not been able to get out.
And we're trying to reach back. The match is going to end that way. So that'll be a major decision. Wayzata tacks on 4 more team points to make it 20-0 now for the Trojans.
Wong will get a good victory there, 10-2 the final.
Team score now Wayzata 20, Buffalo 0. Sully Sherber, 132 pounds for Buffalo.
It'll be Sully Sherber for Buffalo and Adam Cherney coming out here for the Trojans. And a quick 2 by Cherney.
2-point takedown for the Trojans.
Very quick takedown. Just a few seconds in the match for Cherney.
Cherney ranked number 8. Sully Sherber's cousin Ryan was listed at 132. He's going to go at 138 instead. Ryan is ranked number 3, so we won't get to see that really a good ranked matchup here at this weight, but it still should be a pretty good one. Cherney looking to lock that cradle. No, didn't quite get it.
You can see Sherber reaching back, then he gets the escape. Cherney more or less, I think, cut him loose there. Little underhook here. Some of the fans yelling for Cherney to attack.
I think he's really thinking right to the cradle is what he's hoping to get here. Maybe, you know, sometimes you want to just secure your 2, but he's thinking big.
Yeah, there's Sherber kind of in a Kelly position here, and we're going to get a stalemate.
Get your shot. Rough him up, Adam.
It's a shot by Sherber, and he's in on a single. Let's see if he can finish. Cherney trying to sprawl out. He's got those ankles. Got the one ankle anyway. Sherber hanging on. Cherney trying to score 2 here, and he's going to get it. 15 seconds left in the first. He's trying for a half Nelson. There's a crossface, but he wants that cradle pretty badly. He's trying to set him up for it. He's going to run out of time.
Is there anything wrong with an inside?
And the period will come to an end here. Cherney maintaining that 4-1 lead here for the Trojans in our 132-pound matchup.
Might have some more blood time here. Boy, didn't have any of the first dual meet with, say, Michael Albertville and Wayzata, but somebody's bleeding. You can see it on Sherber's arm.
Hard to tell exactly where it came from. That's what they're looking at now, too, who's actually bleeding.
Yeah, but it's out there. Some more blood time.
Official blood timeout. Sponsored by Cottonelle Cotton Balls.
Buffalo, no seniors in their lineup, and they've kind of had a little rebound in terms of numbers, it sounds like, according to Coach Pressler. They're a program with a lot of good history, too, like really all the teams that are here tonight, all 4 of them, including Wilmer, who we're not going to be seeing on TV, but, you know, Buffalo, the numbers had kind of faltered a little bit, and they were still, you know, a tough team, but they're looking to build back up a little bit, and they like the work ethic of the guys who've come out, and you know, a young, talented team. They got quite a few freshmen in the lineup and a handful of sophomores as well. So they're looking to kind of get back to being maybe where Buffalo wrestling was for a bit there. Boy, and we've seen with a lot of the schools around the area, John, you don't take for granted having numbers out anymore. There are a lot of schools that are hurting in that regard.
Yeah, there are. You know, and then you hear reports, you know, my hometown of Montevideo, they were, you know, we were by ourselves for decades, and then numbers got low and consolidated with 2 other towns that were in the past rivals. But now their numbers are getting back up. So in some places it ebbs and flows. And, you know, in that little town, getting back up to the point where they think they can branch out and have their own team once again. So we'll see if that happens. But
near fall there for Cherney is he'll go up 6-1.
Yeah, quick 2-point near fall. He's maintaining hand control, trying to get hand control here, trying to work for something. Sherber tried to reach back for his head for a second. Journey trying to lie. Boy, he likes that cradle. He's got those long arms. He's got it this time. Oh, he's got him in trouble. Sherber's in big trouble. Oh, he breaks out of it. That's going to be at least two more. 8-1.
Boy, he just couldn't quite tie that leg up, and it left Sully Sherber with able to really kick hard and help him get out of that one. I thought he might be done for there, but Sherber had other ideas.
Journey had that locked up pretty good for a couple seconds. There's that crossface again, going for the cradle one more time. Sherber saw it coming, but even if you see it coming, sometimes those guys are good enough at it and quick enough at it, and they have long enough arms. They'll still make it happen.
Short time. Smart.
He's got it. He's going to take, Adam Cherney's going to take an 8-1 lead here going into the third. And it looks like he's going to want to go neutral too. It'll be his decision. So he wants to start both up.
Third period.
There's a nice shot on a single. Let's see if he can finish it. Cherney is able to. And 10-1 now, major decision territory. We'll see what happens. A long ways to go in the third, a minute 45 left. He's thinking half Nelson. You can tell he's kind of a thinking man's wrestler. He's trying to kind of bait him into something. There's the half. Now you get him to turn the other way, maybe try the cradle.
Boy, and he just for a split second, I thought he was going to cut him loose. He kind of relaxed the pressure, but you're right, he was kind of set him up for something a little bit.
Lets him go here, 10-2. Sherber takes the shot. Cherney spins around. That should be 2. Make it 12-2. There's that crossface. And you get the impression that's Adam Cherney's go-to pinning combination is that crossface cradle if he can get it. Put a stalling call on Sherber.
Cherney, I think, would like to get him off the mat here now because they're so close that I don't know, he's going to maybe turn and drag him back on.
He almost felt like if the ref isn't going to call it, I'll come back on and try it again. If anything, this is working the clock.
Yeah.
But, you know, having had Sherber on his back, you're thinking he would love to get a pin here if he could. And Sherber on the flip side is thinking, keep going, clock. I'm perfectly fine right here.
There's a second stalling call. Award a point here to Cherney.
13-2. A little interesting there is the ref's going to
Hey, 10 seconds.
I thought he might have done that about 20 seconds ago. They were very much on the edge, but we're going to restart now. 13-2. Trojans.
We're due to possibly see a really good one coming up here in the next one. As Ryan Sherber and Cale Swenson are going to get to go head-to-head, it looks like, as Cherney is going to pick up the W here. A major decision at 13-2 for the Trojans.
That'll do it.
That'll make it 24-0 team score for Wayzata.
Now at 138 pounds for the Bison, Ryan Sherber.
There's Eric Swenson, the Trojans head coach. So we got Ryan Sherber, a junior who's ranked third at 132 against Cale Swenson, ranked number 1 at 138. And Cale pulled out a tough, gritty decision over fifth-ranked Cole Becker of St. Michael in the first match. There's a quick takedown for Swenson of Wayzata.
Yeah, Sherber going up a weight here. This is two highly regarded wrestlers going at it. Kind of a rare treat for us. And Swenson with the quick takedown. Swenson had a tough match in his first one, too, a win where he looked like he had some cramps in his legs. Overcame it, beat Cole Becker, who was ranked 5th in the state at 138. So, wrestling 2 top 5 wrestlers tonight. Cole Becker of St. Michael Albertville, 138. Ryan Sherber of Buffalo at 132, ranked 3rd in the state.
Swenson will let him up here, so 2-1.
Oh, he's got a nice low single there. Scherber trying to hang on. Have a scramble here a little bit. Scherber trying to hang on that light, not able to do it, so that's 2 more for Swenson, leading 4-1 now. Ryan Scherber, one of the captains, along with the Sully Scherber, who we saw the match before. Both juniors.
Yeah, cousins they are.
Swenson also a junior for Wayzata. Leading 4-1 right here. And they'll go off the edge of the mat.
Go, Swenson!
24 seconds left in the first period. Scherber trying to sit up. Swenson trying to break him down. Swenson got that half on. You see Scherber sitting out. At this point, I think Swenson just wants to kind of keep him from getting away in the last 10 seconds. So, brings it back. Almost had some near fall there, looked like, for a second. So that'll be a 4-1 lead. Mikhail Swenson, Ryan Scherber of Buffalo as we head to the second. Swenson is going to start in the down position. Tries to get to his feet, gets the escape right away. 2 seconds into the second period. He has it 5-1 now, he leads. Matchup of ranked wrestlers. Scherber kind of pulling at him there, but they go off the edge of the mat. Oh, nice takedown there. Beautiful takedown by Swenson.
2-point takedown. Swenson.
Makes it 7-1.
Well, and these are the kind of wins for whoever gets it right now. Looking like Kale, that look pretty good on your resume when it comes time for seeding for sections and even ultimately state.
Yeah, if he wins this match tonight, that'll be over 2 ranked wrestlers, 2 top 5 ranked wrestlers tonight. So, but then keep in mind he himself is ranked first in the state. So these are probably matches he expects to win. There's a half. Scherber able to kind of look away from it.
Yeah, Kale looking for his 36th win of the season.
I'm thinking the Buffalo coaches here wanted to see. And he's gonna. It looks like he's got some near fall here. Scherber looks like he might be hurt a little bit.
Yeah, that was painful the last turn.
This move here, the underhook half Nelson. Scherber stands up, gets out of it. Boy, I thought he was in trouble there again for a second.
Score the 3 near fall, then the escape for Scherber, so 10-2.
Swenson likes to kind of pick that ankle too a little bit. So he almost did it there to Scherber. An interesting move by the Buffalo coaches to move him up a weight to take on top-ranked wrestler at the weight above.
Well, and I think it might be more to do with how they weighed in, though. It sounded like from talking to Coach before the match that Ryan may not have made weight at 132. Because he was going to have a good opponent there, too, with Cherney, either way.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was necessarily a strategy thing, more of a weigh-in thing.
So you get the impression, I don't know if he's having a hard time making weight, if he will be at 138, but
yeah,
chances are I'm guessing he's
no.
guessing for 132 for sections.
Yeah,
He's got a couple weeks to make that, but I'll tell you one thing, when wrestling season was over, it was bittersweet because you could eat anything you wanted to after that, but until then it was tough. And then again, if you're wrestling freestyle, which a lot of these guys do, there's a certain weight they want to make there too. Scherber in trouble here. A nice move. Swenson has those long arms. He's able to reach across for ankles and legs and everything and get those takedowns.
Well, and you can see, too, with guys like him that there isn't a lot of time spent thinking, okay, what should I do next year? They've got a plan in action. They're thinking ahead a move or two, and he's going quickly, and he also has a variety of things he can go to.
And that's what's fun about watching the Wayzata and really St. Michael Albertville, too, is these guys aren't thinking about the first move. They're thinking about, if I get this move, what are options A, B, and C after that? If you have a repertoire of 3 or 4 takedowns you're comfortable with, 3 or 4 pinning combinations, and you know how to get out in a couple different ways, that's usually the ingredient for a very good wrestler. Another takedown here for Swenson, 14-4. Yeah, that should be 2. He's going to get some back points. His feet are in. Smart move by Swenson, keeping his feet in bounds with the takedown and the back points.
Yeah, it'll be 18-4, so we had a takedown and the near fall. He's going to let him up, so 18-5, but he wants a tech fall here. So he can get one more takedown.
A little surprised that the dominance here, not that I doubted Kel Swenson, but Ryan Schreiber's a good wrestler. And this has been a clinic.
Although it does look like he might fall short of the tech fall. And the time ticks off, so he'll win at 18-5.
Major decision,
Major decision for Swenson. And a 28-0 lead, and you see a little cut around the eyebrow for Dale, it looked like, too.
And 145 pounds for the Bison, the sophomore, McRae Close. And for Wayzata senior, Cole Chardelli.
McRae Close for Buffalo and Cole Chardelli for Wayzata here at 145 pounds.
Close, a sophomore for Buffalo. Chardelli, the senior for Wayzata. Wayzata leading 28-0 in the dual meet. And that started quickly with a pin and a forfeit and a series of wins after that.
Chardelli himself was pinned in the match against St. Michael Albertville, so you know he's eager to get back out and get himself in the win column here, and he'll get 2.
2-point takedown, Chardelli for Wayzata.
And he goes for the crossface right away. He's going to walk that over. Corkscrew. So right here with that crossface, you can do that, or you can go back to a cradle. That doesn't work. Sticking with it, though. He's going to see if he can turn close here.
There it comes.
Well, he's got him. He's got that in nice and deep if he can pull it back. Close does a nice job of playing defense, though. There's a crossface again. Still trying to work that.
Only a couple seconds to go in the period, though. It looks like he's going to run out of time. If nothing else, he kind of made life unpleasant for close there. Sometimes that can kind of carry over for the rest of the match when you've had a period where you're kind of taking some punishment there.
Chardelli defers. Close wants to go neutral.
Attack the legs, Cole. Let's go.
Chardelli leading at 2-0. It kind of feels like it would have been more, you know, and he's felt like he dominated that first period.
He's going to try for a near cradle. He wants that leg. You see he's got that almost like a front headlock position. That's a freestyle move, like a little bit of a front headlock, front roll.
Trying to get to that leg for the cradle.
Yeah, he's trying to get the near cradle there. he's almost got it hooked up. He's got 2 for sure. That puts it at 4-0.
2 points.
Chardelli over McCray Close of Buffalo.
Set the cradle up. You got moves.
There's that crossface again. He really wants to kind of do that corkscrew. Almost turned close in the first period with that. Right towards the end of the first. And he's got it. Ref's going to give him back points here. There he's got it. Got close in trouble. That's
Up your knees.
close to having a fall. You can see the shoulder is down. There it is. There's the pin. Chardelli.
So he's able to put Close away and make it 34-0 now for the Trojans.
That crossface, Chardelli kept working for it. Thought he might try and go for the cradle, but there's the corkscrew, gets the pin.
Hunter Spike.
And now there's 6 points for Wayzata as they build a big lead here over Buffalo.
Hunter Spike for Buffalo and Adam Eldemir for Wayzata at 152 as you see that score at 34-0 Trojans. I think, certainly it was a loss ultimately, but I think in a lot of ways they had found some things to be encouraged about it against St. Michael. I mean, they closed strong, got beat by 7, but they've kind of carried it over and attacking well, and they know they have another good opponent coming up in the last round of this quadrangular against Wilmer too, a team that has a pretty good chance to come out of their section, so definitely a good test that way as well.
Eldemir, the quick takedown here. Now he's got the cradle. If he rolls back towards the mat, brings his opponent over him, he's got room to do this. He's trying to do it. He's got a tight cradle on there. It's just how much mat room do you have to work with? And Hunter Spike not really accommodating what he wanted to do. They're going to go off. Feet still in bounds, though, so the ref not going to call this. So
you got to admit,
Eldemir not wanting to go off the mat.
Yeah, opportunity at the edge there, but bringing him back in. Hunter Spike. It's hard to beat that as a good wrestling name, right, John? I mean, that's a
great wrestling football name.
Yep.
You can't beat it. And there they finally go off. That burned a lot of clock. 2-0. Adam Eldemir leading Hunter Spike of Buffalo.
And
we might have more blood time.
Yeah, I think so.
So we made it through the whole Wayzata St. Michael Albertville without any of that. And now we've had, I think, 3 matches by my count where we've had blood time. Eldemir, we watched him that first match against St. Michael, and then here he comes out, and he's you can tell he's comfortable on his feet. He's had 5 or 6 takedowns tonight between 2 matches, and there was, there have been teams over the years that have been built on just being good on your feet and just being able to get away from your opponent. Not necessarily pinning teams, but teams that will win matches 6-2 or 8-4, and you can go a long way with that.
I kind of have the feeling a guy like Adam will be pretty crucial when it comes to team sections too, because he's not a Cale Swenson or a Kyler Wong, but he's good enough that he can give you a good guy to have in this kind of spot in your lineup here. Maybe, get some big wins potentially, or at least not get, beat badly. And these are the type of guys that really make a difference in the lineup, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you need the guys that are kind of not in the middle of the pack. Maybe some of your better wrestlers, but if they can rise up at the right time, that makes a huge difference.
Eldemir will choose down here for period 2.
Second period, 2-0 for Wayzata.
Eldemir is fun to watch too. He has those spurts of energy where but he's in trouble here. He might give up some backputs. No points. There was a 1 count.
Looks like Spike's going to go for it again here.
Yeah, Eldemir's getting a little high. He's got to be careful. Spike's got that arm bar. If he breaks Eldemir down, which he's not going to right there, He had a chance to drive that.
Oh, and Eldemir instead will power through it, get the reversal.
He too goes right to that crossface. There it is. Oh, he's got potentially a cradle set up here. The corkscrew on the front.
Yeah, he's trying to get him stretched out a little better. Right now it'd be hard to get the cradle on from where he was, but now kind of flattening him out a little bit, just little by little working for it. And more blood time. That's the nose, I think, of Spike.
Official blood timeout, sponsored by Lysol Disinfectant.
And I think he could feel it too as he's walking over there, that he's trying to blow his nose basically to help control it there.
And I don't know. That is his nose, right? That's not his. Yeah.
They don't love having to go to the cotton because obviously it affects your breathing.
Yeah, it does. Yep, definitely. But it looks like he might have to resort to that. Well, maybe not. Let him go.
Yeah,
well, he's got a piece of cotton there.
Yeah.
So that is tougher to wrestle with, but it's been done. And he'll start down here. Just under a minute to go in the second, 4-0. Adam Eldemir of Wayzata looking for his second win tonight. Won against St. Michael Albertville, now trying to win against Buffalo's Hunter Spike. Spike reaching for that arm back there, almost like he's thinking about a Granby roll of some kind.
Eldemir maybe kind of trying to bait him into that a little bit here, reach back and see if he can't catch him.
Wayzata wrestlers love to work off that crossface. A lot of teams do, but they seem to have it's a corkscrew almost before a cradle they're going for, but the cradle's there too sometimes for them.
Got blood time again.
Another blood timeout, sponsored by Kleenex.
He's got, I think, both a bloody lip and a bloody nose. Well, it looks like the nose more than the lip.
Really breaks the rhythm for both wrestlers too.
Yeah, it does.
Although I guess depending on how you're feeling at the time, it can give you a little break too to catch your breath. And that'll end the period.
4-0, Eldemir of Wayzata.
Spike is going to choose both up.
Well, that's interesting to me because he was taken down, but maybe they figured if he chooses down, he just doesn't have much luck getting away either. Eldemir almost behind him here right away. And on a single is Eldemir. Spike tries to roll through that.
Oh, he just got taken to his back there.
Yeah, ended awkwardly. Two points for Eldemir, 6-0. And this is kind of what we saw most of the second period too. Eldemir just in control, but not able to turn Spike. He's trying to get that cradle. And the guys are living right on the edge of the mat. And there they go off. So they'll get a restart. Nothing. Eldemir, just under a minute to go in the third.
He'd love to get at least two more here, make it a major decision.
There's the crossface one more time. There's that kind of corkscrew. He kind of hit it really nice. Now he goes back to cradle. Yeah, he's not giving up on it. He's got that leverage too. He's almost got him turned a little bit. Nope. Hunter Spike doing a nice job of fending that off.
Under a half minute to go now. Still at 6-0. Eldemir trying to get one more turn here. No, he does get the cradle locked on.
That'll be a major decision at the least now for Wayzata. Trying to get the pin. You can see his Spike's right shoulder was not really close to being pinned. Touching the mat, he breaks free, but
and
we almost had a
9-0. So Eldemir, nice workmanlike win, takes a 9-0 major decision for the Trojans here at 152.
Zeta in command, 38-0 team-wise for 8 matches.
Owen Herbst, ranked 10th for the Bison at 160, will take on Dominic Heim.
Herbst, one of Buffalo's better wrestlers.
For the Wilmer Cardinals.
Gets a quick takedown, then an escape for Heim.
That's the score now. St. Michael Alvin 22, Wilmer 6.
Deep shot by Herbst for a second. Doesn't get it, but then kind of muscles his way into another takedown.
2-1 takedown.
They got a 4-2 lead, or 4-1, excuse me.
That crossfade, they're trying to work. He's definitely got hand control here. His control. He's trying to kind of run around the front of Heim. See Heim's left leg posted up there. He's just not going to go over in that position. 4-1, Owen Herbst leads. He's the sophomore from Buffalo.
He's going to let Heim up, so 4-2.
2-1 Buffalo.
Has him to his back here. And Herbst trying to finish him. They're going to go off the edge. No, wait a minute. Do we have blood time here? No.
2-point near ball.
So now they're going to have to go check the score. They're having all kinds of problems with the scoreboard right now.
Yeah, they have the score at 11-8, and we know that's not true. I think it's going to be 8-1 or 9-1. They're trying to get it back down to where it should be.
The 8 may be correct, but the...
I think we're looking at 8-1 or 8-. Yeah. They're trying to get there.
They're trying to spin the clock down, and it keeps resetting to 19.
Well, we've had an interesting evening, Jay. We've had some lineup situations. We've had plenty of blood time. And now we have a scoreboard that's out of whack. What else can go wrong? I do think the score is 8-1 here. There we go. I think we're almost back. I'm sorry, 8-2, because he does have 2 escapes. So yeah, it should be 8-2 Herbst. Leading Heim, 8th grader from Wayzata. Trying to wrestle tough here against the state-ranked wrestler. 8-3 now.
One escape.
So Herbst leading at 8-3.
I'm kind of in a Kelly position. You can see what he wants to do. The ref's going to call stalemate, but not able to do it. And there's 2 more.
2-point takedown. Owen Herbst.
10-3 now, Herbst. Just over 10 seconds left, so we'll see how Herbst plays this. He might just want to try and ride him out. Commanding 10-3 lead. Buffalo not on the scoreboard yet.
I'm sure they're thinking
10-3, Owen Herbst.
that Herbst not only will win this one, but win it big.
Second period.
That's their hope. Yeah, we're going to start neutral here in the second. 10-3, Owen Herbst leading Dominic Heim of Wayzata. Wizard there by Heim to play defense. Nice job on that. There's another deep shot, though, by Herbst. Double leg takedown. He gets to it. 12-3. There's a half Nelson. He's got it. It opened up. He gets out sideways. He could turn Heim over. He's got him in trouble. That is very close to being a pin. He's got that. I think it's very close. There it is.
That'll do it. 2:42.
So Herbst gets Buffalo on the board with the pin at 2:42.
Yeah, that was started as a double leg takedown. Nice takedown.
Brennan Hullerson.
Tried a half Nelson, and he just was able to kind of get Heim to his back, get the pin, and get 6 points for Buffalo.
Hawkins.
We go to 170 now, and Brennan Halderson for Buffalo and Harrison Hawkins for Wayzata.
Hawkins with an underhook. Halderson trying to take him down. Tried a little double leg there. A lot of action so far. Halderson kind of reaching for a leg. Hawkins sprawling on him. Trying to play defense. Halderson still working for it. Now switching to a single. Hawkins trying to push that head down. Sprawl. Halderson back to a double. He might get two. He does.
Job to stick with it there. It looked like Hawkins had sprawled enough to really fight that off.
Yeah, it was a double, then it was a single, then a double, and then he finally finishes it off.
And there could be near fall points coming here. Yeah, he's going to get two. They got a 4-0 lead.
Very quick 2 near fall.
Not really in enough room to do what he wanted to do there. A little corkscrew move. He was going to go off the mat. So we'll bring him back to the center here. 8 seconds remaining in the period and a 4-0 lead for Brennan Halderson of Buffalo.
Up and out, up and out. Come on, Harrison, get up. 5 seconds, 5 seconds.
Hawkins trying to get an escape there before the period ends, but it's not going to happen. Buffalo after a pin by Owen Herbst, trying to get their second win of the night against Wayzata. Halderson leading 4-0. He'll defer. Harrison Hawkins wants to go in the down position. Try to generate some points. Hawkins, a freshman for Wayzata.
Get your arm back, get your arm back.
Halderson, a sophomore.
Get that wrist off.
Working the arm bar here a little bit. He's got the wrist, he's got the arm. Trying to break that post, trying to walk around the front. Sometimes you see guys too, they don't get quite far enough up over the guy's head with their legs and just kind of, you can see how Hawkins has got that right knee out. He's trying to keep himself from getting turned.
Yeah, he knows what's coming. It's just a matter of can he fight it off, and so far the answer is yes. Alderson gonna switch tactics here a little bit.
Oh, he almost had him for a second.
Oh.
Felt potentially dangerous.
Now I got a full Nelson called. So make it 5-0.
Technical violation, 1 point for Buffalo.
Oh, Hawkins trying to turn into him again. He's got Alderson almost in trouble with his left leg. Alderson rolls through though, now he's got Hawkins in trouble. Quick turn of events, and there's a pin for Alderson. For a second, looked like Hawkins had Alderson in trouble. He did. Alderson, though, able to roll through.
Boy, that was...
That could have gone either way for a second.
Yeah, it was a scramble and turned into near pins each way there for a moment.
You can see right there he got the pin on him, but Hawkins had him for a second. He just couldn't get his leg out.
At 182 pounds.
We'll see what's up next. So 2 pins in a row for Buffalo after getting behind 38-0. Now that makes it 38-12.
No wrestlers at 182. We're going to go to 195 pounds.
Got a double forfeit at 182.
Yeah, so we'll go up to 195. Riggs Tutenhagen for Buffalo.
Caden Homey for Wayzata.
Caden Homey for Wayzata.
Homey ranked 7th in this state, the junior for Wayzata.
At 182, yeah, and then this time up to 95 here. And Tutenhagen, the freshman. So neither team sending a wrestler out for 182, double forfeit, so we just stay the same and go to 195 here.
Buffalo has got some great names on their team. Hunter Spike, and now we got Riggs Tutenhagen. I mean, those are great wrestling names, Jay.
Bison have gotten a couple of pins in a row here to chip back away and still trail big, obviously, at 38-12.
Homey trying to lock up a throw here. And he's got one. He's got Tutenhagen in trouble. This could be a quick pin for Wayzata. It looks like it's going to be, and there it is. So they get back on track with the pin. Caden Homey moving up to 195. Tack on 6 more for the Trojans. That makes it 44-12.
Buffalo, 12.
Yeah, he set that up pretty nice. You can tell he kind of wanted to throw, but he just was able to just basically bring Tutenhagen right down to his back and finish him off.
Carter Walker for Buffalo, freshman here against sophomore Austin Franchino as we move to 220. You see it's 44-12 now in favor of the Trojans with 2 matches to go.
Franchino won a close match in his first one against St. Michael Albertville.
Yeah, pulled out a 2-1 decision. That's why Zeta actually ended up winning the last 3 matches. Buffalo lost their first one tonight, 58-12 to Wilmer.
Walker, the freshman for Buffalo. Franchino, the takedown in the first period in that first match against St. Michael, and that was all the scoring he needed to win that match. Nobody taking a shot yet. Guys tied up here in the middle of the mat. Not a lot doing yet. 20 seconds to go in the first. Guys locked up. I always think when you get in the upper weights like this, there's a lot of this going on. Guys trying to get a 5-point move, a quick toss, or a pin. But if you could learn to shoot a sweeping single on guys here in these upper weights, some kind of takedown. And I see why you don't, because if somebody sprawls on you, you're going to kind of gas out in the bottom. But if you were good at that, and I've seen heavyweights over the years that are, that's very effective. And then it gets you on top early, and you get the other guy to burn some energy, even if you don't turn him, and it can make a big difference in a match. So we start the second, both up again. I'm kind of disappointed in that. I'd like to see these guys on the mat a little bit. You can see it. And it's hard to really say for sure if that's what they're trying to do, trying to lock up. Nobody's taking a shot. You can see the little underhook there. There's Franchino with the single. He's in trouble with the front headlock. Walker tries to grab his leg. Props to Franchino for trying that shot for a second. Kind of pushing into each other here.
Stayed locked up and working on the head and trying to get a little advantage, a little push-pull, and see if you can't get him off balance a little bit. But so far, it's been kind of a deadlock. Neither guy able to really do much of anything.
Franchino's got that type of headgear too. I remember the first match, it was pulling down over his eyes. It looks like that guy tightened up. At least that's not a deterrent for him. Yeah, 30 seconds to go in the second. Not a lot doing. Well, it'll be an interesting decision too to start the third if we're going back to our feet or somebody's going in the down position.
I think a lot of guys don't like to be in the down position just because they feel like, you know, the weight being put on them, sometimes it can be hard to get up and out.
Yep. Yeah, in the upper weights, the strategy changes a little bit because of the builds and the weight. But we are going to go down here. Franchino's going to go down to start the third.
No score, we got a match.
A little bit different body types than these guys too. Walker's a little bit longer and leaner. Franchino feeling like he can score, or at least his coach is telling him that's what you need to do, is you start down and quickly get an escape and at least establish a lead.
And you get the impression if he gets an escape, that might be the difference in this match, the way things are going. We got a clasping call, so he's going to get a point no matter what. Let's see if he gets an escape too. So it should be a point for clasping and a point for neutral, I think is what's happening. Yeah, 2-0, so Walker locked hands on Franchino without an arm in between his locks, so that's called clasping, and that's a point. And Franchino close to getting a takedown there. Walker tried his shot, not able to finish.
Well, it looked like he was going to get it, didn't it?
And he was close on that. Just over a minute to go. And props to the Wayzata coaches for knowing that Franchino could get away in that position too. Knowing that neither wrestlers had any luck on their feet yet. And the clasping call was a bit of a gift, because even if he gives up a takedown here and he gets an escape, he'd still be ahead. A lot of ifs in that sequence that I made up, but you get the idea. Just over 30 seconds to go.
Walker needs to push the pace here.
And single, but they're going to go off.
St. Michael Albertville at number 1 picks up a victory.
Franchino's a little, bigger and thicker. I think it was hard for him to finish that off, just power-wise.
Walker looks like he's like a big 195-pounder almost. I do think years ago when they made the 220-pound weight class, that was a good move. Because there are a lot of guys that you're either going down to 189 back in the day, or you got to go up to wrestle heavyweight, and you're caught in the middle. So 220 and 185 are great weights to have, I think. There's a win for Austin. So that escape pays off. So does the classman call. So 2-0 win for him. 3 more for Wayzata. 47-12, the Trojans lead as we go into heavyweight.
And we will see Garrett Pontius for Buffalo and Jack Carver of Wayzata in our final match. Carver got a pin in the victory over St. Michael Albertville.
Oh, headlock there by Pontius doesn't work. Takedown for Carver.
2-point takedown, Jack Carver for Wayzata.
Carver trying to work Pontius over. He's got him. He's got him in trouble.
Didn't have a very good grip, but he's got him to his back anyway.
He's strong enough too, where you can tell he's still kind of got that leg wrapped up. Pontius. So he gets some near fall, if anything, off of this, but I don't think he's given up on what he's got.
He will get 2 near fall, but in a position to look for more here. Going to flatten him out and throw in a half Nelson here. Still a lot of time to go, 45 seconds in the period.
Carver trying to, he's got that wrist control there. He's a strong kid, man. He's just trying to bull Pontius over. He's kind of a Russian Turk here. He's got that leg trap. He's trying to pull up on that right arm to get him over, and now put his weight on him if he can to finish him off. At the half. He's got him in big trouble. Put that weight on him there, and he's going to have him pinned, and there it is.
And Carver will close it in style for the Trojans as they win it 53-12. 2 pins in the last 3 matches for the Trojans, so they will pick up the victory here tonight after a close loss to St. Michael Albertville in the first match of the night, and then they're going to go on and face Wilmer. But that will do it for our coverage here tonight from Wayzata High School. As Wayzata splitting a pair of matches. They didn't get the one they wanted early, but wrestled pretty respectably against STMA, and although both teams, especially the Knights, not exactly with their full-strength lineup in that one either, but they'll likely see each other again. I invite you to come watch the Section 5 tournament at St. Michael Albertville, the team portion first, and then the individual the following weekend. That will do it for our telecast here. For John Lauritsen and all of our CCX crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Wayzata over Buffalo, 53-12 is our final.